so that each time it comes out the same, right? It's like scripts. If we use them, we just sound better than if we ad-lib everything that we do. So what we're going to talk about today is really the pre-listing package and the process. Again, you got the appointment. Awesome, right? What happens when we go to the appointment is a challenge. And I think that, success leaves clues. Every high-producing agent has a pre-listing package and a listing presentation. Mm-hmm. And they read it. Right now, the interesting thing is I had an agent that didn't have the pre-listing package, which is why I asked you guys if you had a listing presentation. Because when he said, I don't have a pre-listing package, I go, but you have a listing presentation? He goes, yeah. I go, well, send that out before you go. And ask him to read it and review your listing presentation before you show up. That's really all a pre-listing package is, mm-hmm. right? It's so that you don't show up and present. Right? Have you ever had somebody just show up and present? Is that what you signed up for? Right? What you want is someone that shows up and can answer the questions based on the needs that you have, right? And so what this allows you to do is it allows you to create a pre-listing package, right? And before, when you set an appointment, you say, great, I look forward to seeing you on Friday at 2, it's Monday at 1. You put the pre-listing packet in the mail, or you call FedEx and you have them come and pick it up and deliver it for you, because that's what businesses do, right? And if somebody delivered something to you and said, this is from Amir, Ehsani, in my home group, wouldn't that make more impact than if I just showed up and presented? You would open up the thing, and inside of that thing would be a way to help me get you to buy into working with me way before I show up, right? So I remember the day that I had a really good agent who wasn't confident in traditional listings, asked me, how do I get better at traditional listings? And I go, well, how do you do short sales? And he said that I rely on a website that gives them all the information so that when I show up, I say, do you have any questions? They say no, and I say, are you ready to get going? And they say yes, and I have them sign a listing agreement, and I walk out the door, mm-hmm. right? Like, so all that is that when you have the confidence to go in and you already know what you're talking about, doesn't it go better? Mm-hmm. Right, so that pre-listing packet that you own is your listing presentation in a mailed or email format that you can share with the person that you're going to go out and meet before you get there, so that it's already done the heavy lifting for you, right? It's helped you buy in, get them to buy in by reading and looking at your material. Now, how many other agents, if they have listing appointments set with, are sending them that information, right? So your process starts after you secure the appointment, right? By sending out a professional pre-listing packet that really is just your listing presentation, right? So that they get that. You already know your listing presentation. Aren't you going to go through it when you're with them? Well, if you go line by line, you're going to waste an hour and a half of their time, whereas you can just say, please, I'm going to send you my pre-listing packet. It's got all the information about what I do and how I specialize in working with my clients. Please review it so that if you have any questions, I can answer them for you at our appointment, right? So when we do that, again, just picture it. Wouldn't that be a better appointment for you if I did that? Wouldn't you feel better about me showing up at your house, coming into your living room and sitting down and doing a consultation with you? Do I then need to have a PowerPoint and all that about what I do? Or do I say, hey, do you have any questions about the material? Wouldn't I bring a copy of my listing presentation now? Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Right? Because that's all it is. It's just getting it out there for them to review that information. So, what does it do, right? And I think that that's the main thing, that when we think about a pre-listing package, it's not about just sending it out, but it pre-sells us, right? It gives them why work with, now if you're on a team, it's why work with the team, right? If you're an individual, what do you get from me? Wouldn't that set you apart, right? Especially if you've already gone through and you created that listing presentation with all the stuff that is about you, doesn't that become your value proposition? Aren't you able to regurgitate that information whether you have the listing presentation or not? Aren't they looking at that, and that's your mission, your vision, your statements, right, as you're going into that listing presentation, right? So it does the pre-selling for you. And the reality is, if you have a strong listing presentation or a pre-listing package that they've already gone through before you get there, how long is your appointment? What's your hourly rate? What's their hourly rate? What's their satisfaction level if you're there for 2 hours begging them for the listing versus a half hour where you've answered their questions, taken the listing, signed it, and gone and started the process that you explain in your pre-listing package? Right? That's really the power of having a pre-listing packet, is just taking a listing presentation, literally turning it on its side, putting it in an envelope, sending it out, and saying, please read, so that I don't show up and have to teach you about all the wonderful things that I do. Right? There's really, when you're thinking, and because you don't have a pre-listing packet or a listing presentation, when we're building it, shouldn't we be looking for a few things, right? One is, am I going to be able to review this information at the listing consultation? That would be, I sell my houses in X amount of days. The average realtor does it in more, right? I sell my houses on average for 97% of the list. The average realtor does it for 73. I'm going to get you 28% more. I don't know if that math actually worked out, but you know what I mean, right? Is that those types of things, wouldn't you want to review those at the consultation? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, did you see that I, on average, outpaced the market by 38 days? So listing with me means that you're going to sell your house. I don't advertise it just so that I collect buyers. Right? Does it allow you to eliminate the need for talking about it at the listing consultation? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, clearly you see that I sell more houses than the rest of the competition. Isn't that a good enough reason to list with me? Because it's there. I don't have to tell them how many houses I sold. It's there. Right? And then is it something that you can use as a primer for you to be able to educate them at the consultation? Right? So all of those things we'll show in examples. But the point is that when you're looking at your listing presentation, are you asking these questions? Can I review this with them at the listing consultation? Or why is it in here? Right? Is it in here because now I don't have to talk about the listing presentation? Here's my process. Do I have to go through every single step if I have it documented and they've gone through it? Do you have any questions about how I process and how I list? The reason why I list on Thursday. The reason why I hold the first open house a week later. All of the things that might be in your listing presentation. Right? But instead of me building a listing presentation for you, I really want you to really be able to take your listing presentation, whether you get it from my home group, whether you get it from a team, whether you borrow it, plagiarize it, whatever. The point is that it should answer these questions or allow you to have the ability to do these things. And by the way, almost every listing presentation that you get from anybody has all of this stuff built into it. You just have to wordsmith it to be you. Right? There's not a whole lot. We all, right? We all do the same thing. It's just if you don't say it, then they think that you don't do it. Right? And if you say it, then oh my gosh, especially in a pre-listing packet, they've already done the research. Oh my gosh, honey, this person's going to do all these things. Well, clearly most realtors are hopefully going to do all those things. They just don't tell you. They don't tell you their defined process. What did Lizzie do last hour? At the end, she was showing you her process, right? So that you feel comfortable in working with her. Isn't that what you're going to be doing with your potential listing? Right? Here's what I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here's when you can expect to hear from me. All of those things come into that listing presentation and even before in that pre-listing packet so that they have an idea of who they're getting before you get there. Again, who is this listing presentation for when you build it? For the consumer, right? If you've taken classes with Lizzie, it's about time, money, or stress. And she's either fun or easy to work with, right? That's her little 5 thing, is that I'm either going to save you time, save you money, save you stress, and I'm really easy to work with. I'm going to do it every way. That's what she was saying right at the end there, right? That is her value proposition, right? So your value proposition needs to be in that listing presentation, right? I sell more houses, I save you time, I net you more money. You get me as a dedicated resource, right? How do you compete against a team? A team that says, we have a person that does everything. What does your value proposition say? Because you're competing against teams at listing presentations. If you're an individual, what does your value proposition say about you?
You're not getting handed off to multiple different people throughout
the process. Right? Like I can sell either way all day long, right? If I'm on a team, I'm saying there is a point person for everything so nothing gets dropped. If I'm an individual, I'm saying, why would you want to get handed off to 9 different people when I'm going to take great care of you and you're always going to be wrapped around my arms? or the whatever I can say. But does that, right? Like, what? At the end of the day, your value proposition is based on who you are and what you offer, right? Now, in that, while it is who you are and what you offer, shouldn't it? Whose needs? Their needs. I sell the house for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. I communicate effectively to you so you know the whole thing, right? All of those things adds value to their lives. If you sell it for more in less time, doesn't that add value to their lives? If you handle the whole process for them and you communicate effectively, does it help their lives? And then at the end of the day, how do you add value to their transaction? Right? Because you have a process, is anything going to get dropped? Right? But it has to be that. And again, everything that we do is all about this message, right? That the message is that we're focused on them and meeting their needs. So if they're getting all of that before you show up, how do you show up? How do you show up? What do you look like when you walk into that door if they've already got this pre-listing packet from you?
You look like professional. You look like better than all the other ones who've already shown up without it.
Is it easier to ask them to sign the listing?
Yeah.
Right? That's the main thing, is it's easier to ask for them to earn the job because you've actually done most of the job before you showed up. Bless you. Right? That's really all that is. How do you deliver the package? When do you deliver a package? How do you commit to delivering the package? Right? So if I have committed to a certain day or a certain time on the phone with you that I'm going to meet with you, I'm probably going to also tell you that, hey, by the way, I'm going to have a courier, FedEx, myself, my assistant, drop off a pre-listing packet so that you can review the material prior to our meeting. Right? That sounds like a script. Right? Like it really is. That's all it is. Hello, Mr. Buyer and Seller. I have some packages that are going to be delivered. Please review them prior to our meeting. I'm going to be in your area today. I'm just going to stop by if you're home. Love to just hand it to you. If not, right, I'm going to leave it at your door, and please text me when you get home and make sure that you got it. All right? I don't care which one. Now, by the way, which one's the most professional? How many times do you see that on-demand courier drop by here? If you're in this office, he or she is here 3 or 4 times a day. All right? And how many times is FedEx coming here? And UPS, and right? The best thing you can do is you can deliver this via a professional courier. The worst thing you can do, and it's still awesome, is that you can show up and say, hi, I just was stopping by so that I can provide you with my pre-listing package so that you and your husband could review it prior to our meeting. Have a wonderful day. Right? Any of that is better because at the end of the day, when you ensure that, aren't you showing that you're professional and efficient? Aren't you showing them what that you're going to do, right? And again, I say this, you and your team have the ability to act quickly when needed, meaning that after you set the appointment, you already went and did this action before they asked, right? And then in addition to that, because you did that, don't they believe that you have the right systems to support that? That you're organized, you're professional, you're going to do it in the time that you said that you're going to do it. You know, it's kind of like if you circle prospect and you tell them you're going to door knock and then you don't show up on the door knocking day. It's like, where did Amir go? Amir told me he was coming today and introduce himself and bring a flyer, and he didn't show up and he didn't bring a flyer. Do you think they're going to want to work with me next time they see me? Right? So if you're going to do this, the consistency in doing it. Now, by the way, today, prior to this class, I realized that I didn't have any examples for any of this, right? Delivery of pre-listing package is important, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So this morning at 6 a.m., I started firing off text to listing agents. They all got them back to me within 5 minutes. And that was kind of a test. Mm-hmm. Right? They all emailed them to me. One of them texted it to me. Like the fact that he could text me his pre-listing package on my phone so I could... How many people use their computers today versus their mobile phones? Right? Everybody's on their mobile phone all day long. Y'all have them out. Right? -1. Right? But I mean, like, literally, right? It's the new laptop of the future. right? It has just as much information in it and the ability to store just as much information as that MacBook. It just doesn't have a keyboard. Right? But everything else on it works the same, meaning that the better you can provide this information in the right formats, right? And if you close for that appointment, would it be okay to ask, I have a pre-listing package I would love to get into your hands as soon as possible. Would you prefer if I emailed it to you, texted it to you, physically delivered it to you, or had my courier service bring it to your office? Again, what do you sound like?
Professional.
Well, I wonder what they're going to do once I list with them. Right? So let me give you some examples. And then I don't know what we're going to do with the rest of our time because I'm done. Talk fast, I've had coffee. So here's some examples of some pre-listing packets. Marketing listing consultation. Is it called a pre-listing package?
No.
In their world, what is it called? Marketing listing consultation, because of course that's what it is, right? And if we go down, they're giving you their promise, the 212 degree promise, meaning that water boils at 211 degrees, or at 212 degrees, right? At 211 it just bubbles, right? It's just that one extra degree that gets it to boiling, that makes steam power work and all this great stuff. If you've never seen that, go Google 212 degrees. But the reality is, watch what happens. What do you find out about Kenny Klaus right away? Outpacing the industry. Real trends, Wall Street in the top, consistently one of the, got plaques and stuff from Mesa and save your plaques, right? But look at this, right? The East Valley Tribune readers voted the Kenny Klaus team as the best in the East Valley multiple times. Shouldn't your pre-listing package, I mean, if it's like if you won that, yeah, it should be up there, right? If you won that. And more importantly, if you keep going, he talks about what? Kenny Klaus equals sold. Right? What's he going to do with your house? Consistently sells more than a home a day. That means that they sell more than 365 homes, right? Look at this. He says that I spend $228,000 on average on marketing, where the average realtor spends $810. Is that a pretty compelling, back to what I do versus what they do, what the value is that I get to you? Mm-hmm. Can you say that? Probably not. Right? Property sold, he sold 524 homes. The average, nationwide average is 10. He went, you know what, I don't even care what the Arizona average is. I'm so big I can go nationwide. There's no realtor in the whole country that sells more houses than I do.
Is this the whole killer team though?
No, this is just the Kenny Klaus team, a dude that used to be a FedEx driver. Hi, Kenny. Right? But now he took that same model and he has built an amazing business, going 1 year, 1 day, one client at a time, building a professional resume that he can now tout everywhere that he goes. Right? Every listing matters. Everything you do matters. So from there, list price to sales price ratio. Where's he at? Where's the average? Mm-hmm. Look at that. He's double the average. Days on market, he's half the average. Wouldn't you want to list with him?
Now, can they lie about that?
No, but you're using...
Doesn't it fluctuate, I would think?
What do you mean? You're using your MLS data. You can go to the MLS right now and you can see your average days on market. Uh-huh. You can see all of that.
But I'm pretty sure he doesn't update it every month. I'm pretty sure he just...
When you do 526 deals, is it pretty easy to look at the data of what you've done? Yes. Right? It's insane. So all of this is real stats. Right? We can go right into broker metrics and right into MLS and pull all of this stuff up and find out if it's real.
That's great for Kenny and everything, but starting out,
yeah, for us,
okay. So here's the thing. What I'm saying is,
because right now I'm seeing myself as a little guy.
How much does hold on? How much does my home group pay in marketing versus the average brokerage? How much does my home group do versus the average brokerage? When you don't do enough, you're part of one of the largest brokerages in the state. One of the most productive brokerages. You guys did over $2 billion worth of sales last year. When it's not me, it's us.
Until it becomes me.
Until I have enough stats to go, yeah, us, but look what I did. Right? Right now I'm part of the biggest independent real estate company in the state of Arizona. We specialize in working with you. We specialize in having a low average days on market because we don't price it too high. We don't take listings just to take them. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be the Kenny Klaus team. It just so happens that this is a beautiful example, and we can just change anything that says agent to brokerage, right? If it's not brokerage, it's brand. If you were a national brand, you could say, look at what we do, right? Everything has this thing. Remember, I can sell being a team and I can sell being an individual, right? There's no difference. It's just how are you communicating the value that you offer? You have incredible value whether you're day 1 or day 2,000. You just don't know as much day 1 as day 2,000, right? That's all. So that's what this is. Now, if we continue to go, you see his messages are all over the place that show what? The value to them. What did they get by working with Kenny? The Kenny Klaus sells homes for more money and in less time than the industry average, not even the state, not even the city, not even the county. Now, if we keep going, well, again, he can say what? I have a big team. I can support you in all these different ways, right? And then you can say what? Good luck ever getting Kenny. Right? Just got to know what it is. And then they donate money to different places. Here's all the things that you can expect that they do that nobody else does. Does it really mean that nobody else does it? But what do you think? Oh my God, we're going to go with the Kenny Klaus team. Why? Look at all the stuff they do. They do more. They told you they do more. Right? That's like when they tell you stuff. Who's they? All right, so as we go, look, the average agent does what? iPhone photography. What do? Hire a photographer. Which one would you list with? Right? Why aren't you hiring a photographer? Again, look at this. The extra degree matters. Remember that 212 degrees? He's wrapping that into the whole presentation. By the way, do you think it looked like this at the beginning?
No.
No. Did it get better as he got better? Yep. Every year. So that's one. Here's another one. Here's my home group, Venture Home Group. This is Frank Vasquez out of Mesa. Here's his marketing plan. To help you get your what? Home sold. Who's the owner of this team? What are his certifications? What does he do? Who is he? All of that stuff, right? This guy, he went to school, right? A lot of school. So wouldn't people that went to school love that? People that have their bachelor's, and master's, I didn't say that right, teacher. And again, so is he an individual? No. Right? So is he going to talk about the value of a team? What makes us different than other teams in the valley? The answer is simple: knowledge, experience, and dedication. Really? Nobody else has knowledge, experience, and dedication? Right? We all have knowledge, we all have experience, and we're all dedicated. But he's just highlighting it so that people go, oh, God, let's use him. He's knowledgeable, experienced, detail-oriented. We're dedicated. So again, meet the team. Why partner with us? What does it do again? What does it differentiate? Venture Home Group, average agent, Venture Home Group, average agent, Venture Home Group, average agent. I'm hoping that's what it says. It's blurry. I'm old too. Yeah, totally does, right? So sold more homes than any of the average agents, right? His list price to sales price is 99%. That graph, the other one's 98%. Look at the difference in 1%.
Hey, it's still right. Just gotta make it
right. We are a process and technology-driven real estate team that, with our unique marketing capabilities, not only are we able to sell homes faster than the competition, but we are also to sell them for more, netting our client. Maybe just don't do the run-on sentence, but other than that, it's all good. Listen, are we English majors? Some of us, maybe not. No. Is the message something that someone's going to go, ooh?
I feel like depending upon your client, though, they might be like, ooh.
Well, you're like, oh my God, I hope you're not a teacher or someone that is detail-oriented at all. But I sell your house really fast.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing is this not as good as maybe the one before? Well, the one before sells 526 houses. This guy only sells like 150.
Only.
Right? So that's my point. What does he talk about? Process. Why? Because he has one. Marketing plan program assisted for sale by owners, his gold service, his platinum living, or listing service, his additional service, his marketing strategy, why he prices at a certain point, why the pictures matter. Do you think any of this he built on his own?
No.
Hell no. But would anybody not think that he built it on his own? They would know. The only people who know are the 60 other thousand realtors, potentially, that maybe have taken a real estate class and know that you're supposed to do this. Right? So, is this one better than yours?
Oh yeah.
Would you get more listings? Oh, you're like, no. Would you get more listings if you had this than nothing?
Yeah.
Yes. Right? So, let's keep going. Right? So, here's another one. These guys, same thing, right? Does it really matter who I list my house with? Yes!
That's a good one.
Right? Is one realtor really any different than another? Yes! Can a top producing realtor make a difference? Yes! Who's he talking to? Consumer. The person that opened this and looked at this, right? Here's how. That's a lot of houses. Here's how. There are nearly 2 million licensed realtors and roughly 11 million real estate transactions. Think about that. There's 2 million licensed realtors and there's only 11 million transactions. Right? And yet, if we did the 80-20 principle, it's disgusting. Right? Who actually does the business? Right? And so, again, it matters. Our resume, what are they talking about? How they can help you. Right? The difference. What's the difference?
Team value results.
They're just going with that first, right? The rest of them, value and results. Come on.
Do you have statistics on like the people, the sellers, how many different agents they typically interview, or is it usually like
Isn't it like
first
one?
and then
Well, so the statistic is that most people list with the first person they meet. Second only to people that meet with 2 people and list with one of them. Very few people say, I'd like to list or I'd like to meet with 5 people. Why?
It's a pain in the ass. They're just trying to get it sold.
Right? And they probably already bought something, they're in a hurry.
Yeah.
Right? Or they called somebody and they got a referral.
Yeah.
Right? So it's, again, having it is so good. Right? By the way, look at this. This is insane.
It's beautiful.
I love this, and I think it's insane. Look at this. They've got a silver package. What is a silver package? What every realtor does. What's the gold package? They're going to charge you more commission. What's the platinum package? 8% commission. Yes, with 8% commission, you can offer 3-hour deep cleaning and pre-listing home inspection, all kinds of crap. Right? Is it something that differentiates them? Does it provide value, save time, make a reason for someone to want to list with them? Look at their comprehensive marketing plan.
8%, huh?
Right? Look at this home selling process. What does it say? What to expect? Could you imagine if you just intro, assess seller's wants, prepare home first MLS, draft the MLS posting, create the marketing, work on the offers received, figure out how to get under contract, loan processing and underwriting, final days prior to closing and final details? Are you kidding me? Does anybody not do all these things? They just document it. Guarantee you, we all do the same thing, right? They just did a really good job of giving you a roadmap of how they do everything. Whereas what do? We just throw things in the air and hope they stick on the wall. Real feedback from real clients. Isn't that testimonials? How powerful would it be if you had testimonial in there saying that Amir saved me time, money, and stress, and that I sold my house and I love where I live now, and he helped me get out of the state that I was in. Right? Isn't that why you go to look for reviews, to see those kind of reviews? No one's going to reviews looking for the bad ones. Right? If there's bad reviews, we just move on to the next one. Like, which one doesn't have any bad reviews? But in this sense, we're not going to yell. Right? We're delivering them value and we're showing them testimonials that, again, show them what they get when they work with us. What's in it for them by choosing us versus a competitor. Right? More. Oh, how market value is determined. Why is it important to put this in there?
So that when you have a discussion on pricing,
Hold
you
on.
understand.
This literally tells you how they come up with value. What does Zillow do?
Give
They
you that.
estimate you. They even tell you at the bottom of it, this is a guess. Please don't use this in any kind of way to secure financing. I'm not sure if it says that, but it says something like that, right? If you went in with a set price, would they have any concern of how you came up with that price?
Yeah, they would have a
Wouldn't they have addressed this
With
concern?
Yeah, with that, no.
They wouldn't. They'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's how you came up with it. You mean the true market value of my house is based on what a buyer is willing to pay for the property based on today's market, today's competition, today's financial market, today's economic condition, the buyer perception of the condition of the property, the location of the property, normal marketing time. Can you talk about these things as realtors? All day long. And how you do it, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how can your house be a 10 by improving the condition, by offering good terms, by improving the way the house shows, or by adjusting the price as needed? Go figure that's the bottom one. Which one do they all do? The bottom one. Right? None of this is new. It's in a listing presentation, but you have to master it. You have to be able to understand what you're sending out in that pre-listing packet that actually defines what you're willing to do, and then show up and do it. That's the best part, is that they've already read what you should want to do. You just show up and go, I'm the one that does this stuff.
Sign here.
Pricing the house to sell. Do you think they wrote any of this? Right? House preparation tips. For goodness sakes, all they're doing is giving you what? Homework. If you do the homework and they show up for the listing presentation, what are the chances you're going to list with them? Hey, we did everything you said. Awesome, you ready to list? No, we're going to go with somebody else.
Just let me know we did it.
Right? Hey, thank you. Now, by the way, I've had that message in a different way, but yeah. So you're like, what? Why are you telling me? You didn't pick me.
Help the other guy.
Right? Like, oh my God, I had such a good time at the dance that I didn't go with you. Nobody does that. He was such a good dancer.
I love it. Get rid of dust bunnies.
I'm sorry?
I love it. Get rid of dust bunnies. I love it.
Like, seriously, right? Like, yes, mop your floor, sweep, put your stuff away.
Like photo day, ugh. Some people, it's like, I think we're gonna.
Imagine if you had, what should I do on the day that you have the professional photographer show up?
Yeah.
Right? That's all this is. So if we keep going, we'll get out of that one. Right? I mean, like, they all want to do something there. So in addition to that, here is Ben Arredondo runs the Envision Home Group here. Large team out of my home group. Right? Here's how it starts. It starts with selling your home with who? Right away. Right? There is no choice. You are going to be selling your home with the Envision team. Right? Your guide to making a what?
Informed.
Ah, get out of here. You're going to help me make an informed decision by this piece of paper. But isn't that the message?
Yeah.
Right? Don't we want the consumer to know why to work with us? Because we're going to help them make a informed decision. Right? Now, he's got information, he's got the branding, he's got nice pictures on this thing. This probably goes out in hard copy. And yet, at 6 a.m. when I asked for it, how'd I get it? Electronically. At 6 a.m., somebody was able to just turn around and boom, send it to me. Right? Now, I love calling people at 6 a.m. or not really, texting them. Thanks, Eric. So, here we go, right? What's the first thing that they talk about? Pricing. Why? Does anything else matter? No. Right? Like, really, I'm sorry. The only thing that matters is price. So, how do they market it? Making sure your home is seen where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Anybody else telling them that? Or are they just telling them they can put it on MLS and it's going to broadcast through List Hub to 400 different websites?
Are you gonna get it on the New York Times?
List Hub? That's all this is List Hub. But instead of saying, I promote it on List Hub to 400 other websites, you just say, your house is going to be seen where? Everywhere. And then a picture of what?
Everything.
That's actually this comes right out of List Hub's picture. Just snip it and put it in there. All right. What is a guarantee? A dedication to what? Great professional service. Our active marketing, our communication guaranteed, our incomparable service, and Last but not least, our honesty.
We are, yeah.
I know, but they actually tell you they're going to be honest. The rest of you just assume they think you're honest.
No, they don't assume we're honest.
No!
They assume we're
Remember, where do you
honest.
rank? You're like right above accident attorney. like neck and neck.
Sometimes.
You know, it just depends on the week. And then what do? A portion of every transaction helps support the Boys and Girls Club of America. Imagine if you were a kid or a person that had a kid at Boys and Girls Club of America. Wouldn't that hit you? If you were a charitable person, if you all of that, right? Is it them? Yes. Right? So if we keep going, now what? Now, oh, look at this, our marketing plan. We have a pre-market investment. We got eye-catching signage and flyers. Professional photography. Eye-catching? Eye-catching. Hold on. It's fantastic marketing right there, right? That is fantastic marketing when you use the words eye-catching. 2-hour home staging consultation. They'll have a home stager come and do a free consultation. Do you have a home stager that you partner with? Couldn't you have a person come and do a free consultation for you? Right? Because when they say yes, don't they charge them? Win-win. Matterport 3D floor plans. Right? Again, that's just professional photography. Said in a different way. I know. Continued marketing. We dial over 2,000 prospective buyers on a daily basis. I lead generate every day for 3 hours looking for buyers for your listing. Could you just say that? You better have that in your calendar doing it. Right? Hey, how come you haven't brought any buyers? I have had no time to do lead generation this week. Right? No one's ever said that. Right? But all of these things, and then the results. We deliver your check at closing. We become your trusted real estate team for life. That's some blurry business that I was able to read. If I'm reading it, what is the consumer reading? You got, all right? You got us for life. We're going to be there. We're not leaving. We're going to help you. We're in a relationship with you. Again, why a team approach to selling real estate? What would that say for you? Why an individual approach for selling real estate? You get me. There is no loss in translation. I told your assistant this. Your buyer's agent doesn't know what he's talking about. The listing agent didn't know. Right? This is their unique proposition. I know, it's so blurry. Can I use your glasses? Because I can't see a damn thing on that thing.
But this doesn't even look like he's selling the team as much as he's selling my home group.
Oh, well, again.
I mean, on this
So-
particular one, like he's
so-
calling it a team approach, but it's he's including the brokerage as the team, not.
Oh!
Probably
This
just-
is our
Yeah.
team too.
Yeah.
Like, you got the whole brokerage working on your behalf.
Right.
Oh, I sold this all day. I love selling this. Why? Because it's a brand new agent. I didn't have these transactions,
Yeah.
but my brokerage did.
Will you share all of this with us on, send it to our.
That's why you signed in.
Right, thank you.
I swear to God, on my computer, it looks like he's got his teeth colored in. I almost had like oh, I did. I totally had a little black smudge. I thought maybe like he messed around and like colored in one of his teeth like a pirate. All right. So in this one, I had Eric send this to me. That's how I called him at 6 a.m. What did he send me? Did he send me the whole team one, or did he send me his? What is he?
The listing specialist.
The what?
Listing specialist.
Not realtor, right? Not certified buying representative. Where is he going?
To a listing presentation.
So what is he?
A listing specialist.
Specialist. Not listing agent. Could he have put head listing specialist?
Yeah, because you probably
Lead.
the only one.
Could he be the lead listing specialist? Could he be the senior listing specialist? Don't put that. I'm teasing. But testimonials, right? Back to testimonials. And then finally, oh my God, come on. I don't know which one was the page moved. Oh, there we go. That's the last one. Right? It finishes off with that. But what was the whole presentation about? The team, how they can help, how they sell, how they're honest, how all of this stuff, right? So all of these examples are meant to do the exact same thing, right? The last one, the guy that sent it to me via text, I think I emailed it to myself. Let's see if I'm still online. I should be because I'm able to broadcast this. Nope. I'm not, I can't figure out how to do that. So anyway, that last one, he literally sent it to me in a Google Drive. And in that Google Drive that he sent me, it had his whole presentation. Now his presentation, that was actually my friend that was a short sale specialist, right? And he's been able to take on so many more listings, right, by just being able to do one thing, which is take what he was really good at, which is pointing people to a site that gave him the ability to research him and why he was good, right? That pre-listing package, your listing presentation. You ladies and gentlemen do open houses? Okay, that's sitting there as a collateral piece at your open houses, right? Because who comes in the open houses other than buyers?
Neighbors.
Neighbors. What are neighbors? Interviewing agents. Right, that's my presentation. I got it done in record time, right? We're at 2:26. I think I go to 2:45 or 2:30, so we got done early. I, like Lizzie, am not a professional speaker. I don't even do loans. I do work on behalf of Lizzie, and I think she is probably one of the smartest, most incredible loan officers I've ever met. We would love your referrals. LizzieHofer.com. Leave Lizzie alone. I work on her behalf. I have one phone number. I truly do, right? Like, I have one phone number. I'm here to support my loan officers. Lizzie happens to be one of our most amazing ones. We have many. And Lizzie is a fantastic example of our company. If we can be of any service to you, if I can help you with any of this, putting together pre-listing packets, helping you create one, that's why my phone number's up there. We're on it. But whatever I can do to help you guys, I'm here to do. So thank you so much for your time. Anybody at home that's watching, all this is for you as well. For the folks in the room, you're going to get all of the material that I brought, that I shared. And for anybody else that's watching, all you got to do is reach out to me. I'm happy to share. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to give it to Kelly. She's going to send it to me. And if it's got all your email on it, I am going to, I got yours. Oh, no. I mean, like, I can read yours, but Brenda, we gotta talk about what the heck that says. What I mean by that is I can't read this. I think it says, no, I can't read it. So I just need that email letter. But other than that, I think I've got everybody else's email where I can, if I can't read it, Danny can. I just need you to write that better. I'm sorry. You're like a doctor.
They're all kind.
So yes.
I know. Yeah. You already know how to get hold of me. So again, that's the only phone number I have. Anybody in the room that's trying to call me, you know that works. Unless I'm on a plane or in a class. But I so appreciate the opportunity to come in and help you guys. I hope you found it of value.
Absolutely.
Yes?
Thank you.
Good. That was my first attempt at a PowerPoint.
Woo-hoo, great job.
Woo! Death by PowerPoint. Mission accomplished. Again, thank you guys so much. Anything that I can do, please call me. That's the only number I have. I work with Lizzie. And if you tell her that you need something, she'll make me do it. All right, thanks again. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Good to see you. Let me know how I can help.
All right. Yep. Can you read that? Let me just make sure
Well,
that that's.
I don't have to read it, but look at that. Oh, good Lord, that's gorgeous. That looks perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
You're awesome, yeah.
Good to see you.
See you too.
And you should be hearing from Sammy and Danny?
Yes.
Because we have all Annies and Dannies and
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. It was my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Ooh, that would suck if I left all this stuff here. Anybody have an AJ stuff that they're missing?
Nuts.
I don't have the budget to go to AJ, so I'm I'm like more of a window kind of guy. Aren't you tall today?
I know, where my heels.
I did one.
Alright, I don't know.
Are you guys all brand new agents?
I'm not.
No.
But
You look familiar.
I'm
We're
about a year, almost a year. So I guess
I
new
have like
now.
no idea what these, I have I have a listing coming up soon, but it's like, she's a friend, so it was like casual, it wasn't nothing professional because I know her. But now I'm like, do we really need this?
That's good,
Yes.
you have good experience with your friend.
Yeah, and then when you go list people you don't know,
Yeah,
it helps. right?
and it would be good.
And actually, you know what? The first lesson I learned in real estate is give your friends that.
Oh, really?
Yes, because if you don't give that to your friends, then you just kind of assume that they know what you're giving them, and then when you do something that they don't want, because I went and I had done some email marketing, and mine were actually upset because they didn't want other people knowing their personal business.